My name is John McDonald. I grew up in Winnipeg, educated there, and came out here in 1963. Raised our family, and I worked for the phone company. Well, actually, back in Winnipeg in those days, there was just men's beer parlors, and then they all of a sudden they decided that they were going to feature restaurants for ladies, but ladies could go in, but they had to escort the men in. The men were not allowed in by themselves. So I knew that Bridgit was in there, and I waved and I waved and I waved, and finally she came and brought me in, and that's where we got to know one another, really. Having a cocktail, I guess, glass of wine, I don't know. But yeah, that's the Holiday Inn in Winnipeg. And then we got married in 1959, and then we had 4 children, 1960, 62, 64, and 66. And by that time, we'd already, 1963, we had moved on to Vancouver. So, actually, a group of us were out for lunch, and our names rose to the highest point in Vancouver. I used to work downtown around Georgia and Granville, and at that particular time, they were building the Royal Bank building. And we stood in line eating our sandwiches for lunch, paper bag sandwich, and we wrote our names on an I-beam that was going on the top floor of the Royal Bank building in downtown Vancouver. While the building was being constructed.
What year?
So, it'd be in the 70s sometime, early 70s. And so they hoisted the I-beam up, and it became part of the building with all these names on it. So I don't know if it's still there or not, but that's one particular point. The second is I actually made, front page of the paper, local paper, but no small feat. We had a Dodge Ram vehicle, a van type of vehicle, and every year I would take the seats out at Christmas time and put the Christmas tree in. No matter what I did, all the needles seemed to settle in the back of the van, and I would spend the rest of the year trying to clean out the van. So this particular year, I decided that I wasn't going to do that, and I came up with the idea of mounting the Christmas tree on my bicycle and walking it down to the recycling area. And as I'm walking down the street, a car pulls up and the guy says, "Mind if I take your picture?" And I said, "Go right ahead." He says, after he'd done it, he says, "It's going on the front page of the paper." And the labeling on the paper was "Man Recycles Christmas Tree."
Good story.
So that's 2 little bits of fame that I have. Other than that, I draw cartoons, and I like to entertain people. There's nothing serious about them, nothing political, nothing personal, just nice little stories that I put on a blog, and currently they're just about a couple of pigeons that might resemble myself and my spouse, Spice. And yeah, we have fun touring around. It actually started out as a blog about going from B&B, but on our bicycles and rating them. But the weather and the season is too short, so I wound up one year with about 2 stories, and that wasn't enough to fill up the blog.